Hey, welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. Today we have Blood Incantation, one of my favorite bands. I've been lucky to see them quite a few times, and the name of this song is called Stargate, Tablet 1, so this is a part of a longer piece that I believe is 4 or 5 sections. And I saw this pop up, and it looks like it's shot well, sounds good, and I thought it'd be fun to do. If you're not a fan of it, kind of this extreme music, I get it, but this band's really special considering how much they pull in a lot of death metal influences, but also a huge amount of progressive influences. So I think probably what most people would maybe have a problem with is the vocals. I do not. I really love them, and I love that kind of music, or this kind of music. And the more extreme, the better for me. So anyway, here we go. What I love about this band is I think they have single-handedly kind of brought back the BC Rich Ironbird. All three players, Paul, Morris, and Jeff, are playing BC Rich Ironbirds. Now, Jeff, the bass player, occasionally, or maybe all the time, plays fretless. And I always found that a super unique thing in an extreme metal band. There are other cases. I can't really remember who else plays fretless. But I always find that really a cool kind of an addition to a more traditional, super precision, punchy kind of attack when it comes to bass for the most part. But anyway, that was my thought on this. Cool song. We're about a minute into it, and then it kind of goes into the more progressive element. there you have it. One of my favorite bands, one of my favorite extreme bands, and seeing them live, really potent. I've happened to see them at several festivals and here in the Pacific Northwest a couple of times. And super interesting how they have an EP that was called Star Spawn. That was really great. They have a split with Spectral Voice, which I think has some of the members in it. Another incredible band. Their first record was incredible. And then their kind of breakout record, I guess, full length, is The Hidden History of the Human Race. Great record. Then they kind of did a shift where they did a complete synth based record called Time Wave Zero. And I think that's all of the members, but they just play keyboards. There's no singing. There's no guitars. There's no drums that I can recall. Not my favorite record, but it really appeals to a lot of those kind of early 70s through the to the probably 80 era of people that really love like synth stuff. And they're huge fans of that as a band, I believe, as well. And then we come to this record, Absolute Elsewhere, and they kind of took it up a notch from The Hidden History of the Human Race, which is basically was 5 years ago that that came out. So it's really interesting that they're getting a lot of attention, deservedly, and I think that's super cool. And amazing players, really cool compositions. There's a lot of elements in there that you wouldn't normally hear for sure in a lot of death metal bands. But as death metal has progressed from a band like Death, which I happen to love, which is a pretty progressive band, to all of the stuff, from today. I'll just name a few, whether it's like Tomb Mold, that's another one that's pretty progressive. And then you have a band like Neckrot, which is another favorite band of mine, that is more of a traditional kind of death metal band. And then there's a million more. Those kind of pop into my mind when we're talking about this kind of thing. But I think Blood Incantation kind of stands on its own for the most part, and I really really was instantly into it once I saw it. There's also members from this band in the band Stormkeep, which I've happened to see as well, and they have a couple of cool records that if you're into progressive music and you don't mind heavy music as well, that's definitely a band to check out as well. Anyway, so lots of cool things kind of revolving around this core band and its members that are outside the realm of like, extreme metal. So I am Brian. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.